Today's review is on Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, directed by Matt Johnson, whose previous works include 2023's Blackberry biopic, kind of a comedy drama starring Glenn Howerton and Jay Baruchel, that covers the rise and fall of Blackberry in the cellular market. It's a very good biopic. Highly recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. It was kind of a small, limited release when it came out, but if you can find it somewhere, definitely watch it. Along with Nirvana, the band, the show, web series that he and Jay McCarrol created back in 0709, with additional episodes coming out in 1718, which, I don't know, it's always weird saying years like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to saying 89, 99, kind of the 1900s. But I digress. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie stars Matt Johnson and Jay McCarrol coming back to these fictional versions of themselves, kind of a musical duo whose goal is to book a show at the Rivoli, a venue in Toronto. They try to do this through outlandish plans. They don't ever land them the gig of their dreams. And the movie follows Matt and Jay, now older, in their late 30s, early 40s, as they hatch a plan to jump off the CN Tower skydiving and landing in the middle of a baseball game at Rogers Center in order to announce that they will be playing at the Rivoli that evening, which they do not have booked, and they think the stunt will get the Rivoli to book them. Let's just say things do not go as planned, and no spoilers. All this is in the trailer. Well, unless you avoid trailers, then sorry. If you try to avoid trailers to completely avoid spoilers, that kind of gives a little bit away. This is one of the first comedies I've seen in a while. I had a smile on my face the entire time due to the sheer lunacy of the situations they found themselves in. They were super hilarious. Some of it was very dry comedy. Some of it was kind of subtext-based comedy that just really gets to the point and has a lot of commentary on how things have changed as a society from 2008 to now. It's shot in a mockumentary kind of renegade style. They were on the streets of Toronto filming these scenes, interacting with bystanders that happened to be there. Also with friends who were playing bystanders. And you can kind of get that realness from those scenes, and that they're running around town with cameras, and you can tell that some of those people in the background may not be part of the crew. Which one of the standout parts being they used archival footage to really sell you in the time travel components of this film that is very inspired by Back to the Future. The way they were able to intervene new and old footage while also providing commentary on how things have changed culturally was really well done. One of the best parts of acting was the facial expressions and how they use the camera to outline some of the subtext of the scenes, especially in a way that they use flashbacks and going back to some of those scenes that happened earlier that had that subtle context, but going back and kind of doing this kind of re-envisioning of what those scenes were allowed for a lot of comedic moments, because you can hear what you think they're going to say, and even though they don't say anything, and then they go back, and the way they do those scenes is pretty excellent. Very well executed. There's not much not to like about this movie. The only critiques I would have is there's a few scenes that could be maybe tightened up a little bit just to kind of keep the pace going of the film. It's a very energetic movie that's just nonstop scene to scene as they're trying to get their way back into present day and trying to figure out, how did they go back in time? How do they move back in time? It's a movie about what it means to, get older, how do the friendships you've made over the years impact and shape your life for the good and the bad. Would changing one thing in the past with any of your relationships make you a different person than you are now? Would you be somewhere completely different in life if you never continued your friendship with that person? Some of the kind of points it talks about and thinks about with these two creators and how they've worked together for many years. But Nirvana, the band, the movie, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is something definitely everyone should check out, especially if you're into like quirky comedies with outlandish ideas. You're gonna enjoy this movie from start to finish. 4 stars.